All right. They're going to call this rationalizing the supply base by categorizing suppliers, basically. So opportunities and benefits for rationalizing the supply base. So supply base optimization is the process of determining the right number and mix of suppliers to best meet the organization's requirements. So fewer suppliers reduces expenses involved in qualifying and maintaining them. And rationalization requires the ability to identify the 20% of the suppliers that account for the majority of the spend. So in our supply base, there's like 1,500 suppliers in SAP, of which about 800 of those we actually get parts from on a regular basis. And the SPM suppliers, which is like 73, account for about 86% of our spend. So SWOT analysis often used, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We've talked about this like a million times. There's some stuff if you want to learn how to do it. And data mining tools sort through large amounts of data, optimize suppliers into one of three initial categories based on performance. So this is your initial cut. Category 1, suppliers incapable of meeting current or future performance. Category 2, suppliers falling short but demonstrating potential. And category 3, near perfect. I wouldn't call it near perfect, but okay. Gets the job done, basically. Category 3. So requires suppliers to pass a successive series of hurdles. Includes things like quality, delivery, technical capability, willingness to share information, innovative ideas, etc. And then you segment using the Kraljic matrix. Well thought out supplier segmentations may fail to materialize because of too many suppliers being represented in the top categories. Not everybody can be a strategic supplier. Initial step to successfully segment is which suppliers to engage, the type of engagement, the resource level. So here's your Kraljic matrix. The guys up here in strategic or critical are the ones you're going to spend your time with. These guys, you try to make it automatic as possible. And these guys, bottleneck and leverage, spend less time than strategic. So here's one way of doing it. So this is separate from what we're going to talk about now. You would go through the Kraljic matrix, figure out who's strategic, who's leverage, etc. Then you look at something like this. This is another way of grading the supply base. So this guy's got strategic, preferred, performance managed, and approved. Those 4 levels, and most of them will have like 4 levels. If you want to know more about this particular one, you can go here. So segmentation levels are usually 3 to 4. Strategic is usually top. Middle tiers require performance management. There's some opportunities for continuous improvement with those suppliers, and the lowest tier covers most of the supply base. So Vince had an idea where you'd have strategic or critical category, goods provide competitive advantage, and then business critical, which is bottleneck category, basically difficult to source or have limited supply. So the tendency is to want to enter a strategic relationship, but this would not be good for the buying organization. Like I said, not every supplier can be strategic. You have to really look at them. Leverage or tactical categories are good. Goods are readily available in the market and routinely purchased. ABC relationship model, here's another one. High value items are A items. Middle range items between 1 and 5 million. Say, well, for PACCAR, it's going to be different, but the next level down is going to be middle range. Supplies such as specific packaging items, mid-level strategic skills, can handle these. And then you got like 50% of your stuff or suppliers are low value. You see them on occasion. So the major areas organizations fall short when they do not segment the supply base. And the only segmentation we really do is with SPM. Difficulty in evaluating supplier performance, inability to focus company resources, ineffective management of the supply base, in an undifferentiated group. We get away with it because we focus it on our SPM suppliers, which are 86% of our spend. So here's ISM's idea on supplier categories. And then I'll ask you questions on this particular scenario. So at the top is certified. Next one down is partnered, then preferred, and then approved. So those are the hierarchical categories, those four. Then they got these other categories down here, and some of them are pretty silly. But pre-qualified, certifiable, diverse, disqualified, and debarred. We'll cover these. So certified suppliers, and this is how they'll ask the question, they have a quality system that's highly reliable, and you don't need incoming inspection with a certified supplier. Their quality systems are integrated, and that's usually the question they ask. Highest level. So the next level down is the partnered supplier. And they assume a close relationship between the buyer and the seller to attain advantages. Strategic alliance, and the supplier can be sole source. You can also have a strategic alliance with the certified supplier. So everything these guys do, these guys do. But the questions will say, which supplier type do you have a strategic alliance with? The answer is going to be partnered suppliers, even though certified would also. Integration of quality systems is not required. We'll provide products and services to the customer that meet or exceed delivery standards, function as an extension of the customer's facility. So second one down is a partnered supplier, strategic alliance. Then you've got your preferred suppliers. These guys can meet quality, delivery, and price. They have technical capabilities like you set up blanket POs, what we would call a contract with preferred suppliers. Now you also set up blanket POs with partnered and certified suppliers too, but the questions they'll ask is, what type of supplier do you set up a blanket PO with? The answer is going to be preferred. Policy may require purchase from the buying orders made preferred supplier or higher. Integration of quality systems is not required under the preferred suppliers. And the third level of supply categories. And then the bottom level of the hierarchical categories is the approved suppliers. So these guys have passed some kind of approval process, something like an SRR, and are approved for purchases. May include submission of samples, PPAP for approval, and lowest level supplier categories. So those are your hierarchical: certified, partnered, preferred, and approved. Then you got pre-qualified, which is kind of a stupid category, but that's what they have here. Approved suppliers that are pre-qualified for certain commodities. Items may be reviewed on SRR or approved pre-qualified suppliers, things like finding out. We looked at all these things and they've passed. But why not just call them one of the four hierarchical categories? Don't know. Certifiable suppliers. This does not mean that they're nuts. Suppliers that are understood to be able to pass the certification process, but haven't done so yet. Maybe they're waiting on an SRR or something. Suppliers should have successfully passed a review, which is an initial look, and it may be purchased on emergency buys. Then you get into disqualified and debarred. So why they got two categories here, I don't know. But you would think disqualified would be the worst, but it's not. So disqualified means they messed something up. And, oh no, I'm sorry, I get this screwed up all the time. Disqualified means they're incompetent. This guy, there's no hope for them. They're disqualified. We got rid of them. We're not going to talk to them anymore. Debarred, on the other hand, means they're just banned from new business hold or something like that. They mess something up on the bid or something. Maybe we resourced away from them. They're no longer conducting OE business with them, but we want to go back. That could be a debarred supplier. And then there's diverse suppliers. There's suppliers that meet requirements of a diversity program. All right, so benefits the supplier rationalization. With fewer suppliers, the volume purchased for the remaining suppliers increases. And strength of the relationship allows you more time to build relationships with fewer suppliers, and ease of management, administration costs are less. All right, so that's their rationalization for the supply base. The process that determines and maintains the appropriate number of suppliers by category or item, depending on the risk and value of the item, is called what? The title of this module, I would say. Any guesses? About supply-based rationalization? It's what we're talking about here. That better be the answer. It is. Okay. And one more. The SWOT analysis is best utilized to do what?
See?
What'd you see? Yeah. This is kind of a tricky one, but it's not really, well, they use it for industries too, but I would probably go with C too. Let's see what they do here. C it is. Best used to look at a particular company's strength and weaknesses and what their opportunities are within an industry. So SWOT's better utilized on an individual company. Porter's Five Forces or SCP is better utilized on an industry. All right, there's 9 questions out there, so why don't you guys go get on them, and we will go over answers at 2:25 unless everybody raises their hand first. We got every, okay. Let's go look at some answers. Number 1 is Charlie. Pre-qualified suppliers have passed a review and are approved process. 2 is Bravo. Supply chain should focus on key suppliers and strengthening the delivery service levels. 3 is Delta. Short-term contract with gain sharing is more appropriate for a one-time buy. So anytime you see they're talking about strategic suppliers and there's an answer with something short-term, that's the wrong answer. And they're looking for a exception there. Option A for alpha for number 4, SWOT analysis. 5 is Delta. Organization with progressive supply management programs may review a disqualified supplier for reinstatement. 6 is Charlie. Certified supplier has the integrated quality systems. 7 is Delta. Preferred supplier is the lowest level supplier categories you can do a blanket PO with. And 8 is Bravo. Structured SWOT analysis will incorporate pertinent internal and external business issues into sourcing decisions. And 9 is also Bravo. A classic bottleneck supplier has few competitors and a small spend to the buying organization. All right, any questions? If not, talk to you guys on Monday.
Thank you. Thanks, Rick.